Travis Wayne Goodsell. So, tomorrow, or yesterday, at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Trump announced he had bombed Iran. At that same exact time, I was recording my Trump Eyes 2025 video. Here, Eastern Standard Time, or Mountain Standard Time. My mind is wandering. Went out for a run in the rain that we have this morning, and I see that my eyes are completely bloodshot. Oh, man. So, now I'm starting to get itchy. Having to wear my backup t-shirt, because the one I had on was soaked to the bone. It's a beautiful morning. And all yesterday, because of the abuse of the YouTube Mormon employee, I kept repeating in every single video my Book of Mormon translation into Egyptian. Because that video is supposed to save your lives, Mormons. The YouTube Mormon employee knows the damage it does to the church. Because they aren't translators. I am. This church has been hunting me ever since I deciphered Paleo-Hebrew in February 1997. Destroying my life, trying to erase me from history. Trying to murder me. And all I want to do is get to Zion. And I've been telling you lately about the final four that we're waiting for. The fall, transfer of authority, Exodus, Zion. And it's not up to me for the first two. And so finally, yesterday, Trump announced the bombing of Iran. Now this is just yet another attempt to trigger a civil war in America. To allow Trump cause to come in with the National Guard, the military, declare martial law, declare an insurrection, declare the alien invasion, and resume unmolested by protesters, prosecution, judges, and others in government from telling him no. Because we have quite a number of Iranian Americans. Utah also. And this is going to cause quite a controversy when Americans realize that Iran had put in sleeper cells in America. What a rude awakening America is about to be in for. Because the Iranian leader swore with a blood oath that America will be irreparably damaged if they attack. And there it was last night. 3 nuclear sites. So we should expect the bombing of all American hospitals now? That's only fair. We're just defending ourselves. Yeah. The world is in denial of who Islam is, who Muhammad was, and the abuse and the terror that they are. The war strategies that they use, despite repeatedly doing it, and the news still is in denial. Ever since October 7th. For Mormons, This is a dangerous situation, a dangerous time for Mormons, because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints does not talk to Mormons about the truth of Islam. They don't talk to Mormons about the truth of Christianity. So Mormons go out on their missions, and oh, you're Christian, so are we. We're of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Oh, great, you preach Jesus. Yes, we do. And he's Trinity. What? What's Trinity? No, we believe that Jesus is real. Blasphemy! Mormons don't get it. We're Christians, true Christians. It's in the center of our name. Mormons get sent to the slaughter as they don't understand. They've had the Book of Mormon. They've had the words of Joseph Smith to correctly interpret the Bible correctly so that it can be the Word of God. And Mormons are led as lambs to the slaughter, not understanding the Book of Mormon, not understanding Joseph Smith, and thus not understanding the Bible, so that they can correctly correct Christians and Islam. But the church also refuses to tell Mormons the truth, to tell Mormons about the Jews. Look for it. Bible dictionary. You won't find it. You will not know what the Jewish religion's understanding of the Christ is. Mormons are never told. Avraham Gileadi was fired and excommunicated, forced to give up the Jewish Christ, merged with Jesus. And yet, because he caved, lost his honor and integrity, he now claims to Mormons he's the expert on Isaiah. See that transition? Avraham was not a part of this. It happened. Beautiful. He knows nothing of Isaiah because he's lying to Mormons now. Because he gave up the Jewish Christ of whom Isaiah speaks of. He does not speak of Christian Jesus. How dumb are you to believe that Isaiah speaks of Christian Jesus? Dear God. 2 Nephi, chapter 6, verse 5. And now the words of Isaiah, which I shall read, are they which Isaiah spake concerning the house of Israel. Wherefore they may be likened unto you, for ye are the house of Israel. There are many things which have been spoken by Isaiah, which may be likened unto you, because ye are the house of Israel. This Book of Mormon is written exclusively to those who join Joseph's church. Section 103 was published by Brigham Young in 1844. Joseph teaches this in many other places, but this is the blatantly obvious one. Verse 17, talking about the latter days. The redemption of Zion must needs come by power. For ye, who's he talking to, Mormons? are the children of Israel and of the seed of Abraham. The Book of Mormon is telling Mormons about Mormons in the latter days. That the prophecies of Isaiah are about Mormons in the latter days. Is that too complicated? Oh, those words are hard for us to understand. Only if you're guilty. Hey, that sounds familiar. Isn't that in the Old Testament, I believe? 3 Nephi 16. This Jesus guy is talking about other lost sheep of Israel, and in the latter days. Amazing. Verse 17. Talking about my people who are of the house of Israel. Jesus talking about my people who are of the house of Israel. Jesus. This is why Christians don't get it, and thus by extension Mormons. It's right here in the Book of Mormon, so plain, pure, and most precious. Verse 16, Verily, verily, I say unto you, thus hath the Father commanded me, that I should give unto this people, who are of the house of Israel, you, right now, latter days, this land for their inheritance. Article of Faith, number 10. That Zion, the New Jerusalem, shall be built upon the American continent, the United States specifically. And verse 17. And then the words, Jesus, speaking of words of the house of Israel in the latter days. To you, Mormons, Jesus, words, house of Israel, you, Mormons, latter days. Verse 17, and then the words of the prophet Isaiah of the house of Israel, you, Mormons, shall be fulfilled. If only you'd been following me and had seen the picture in biblical Hebrew of two words, one on top of the other. Avraham, can you explain this to Mormons, please, since you're the expert on Isaiah? Yep. The words of Jesus are the words of Isaiah. This is why the Gospels use Jesus as the name of the Christ character. He is not literal history. He's the prophecies of Isaiah in story form. Real, plain, pure, and most precious. So Jesus continues the words of Isaiah. Verse 11. Let's see. Let's possibly verse 10. And it came to pass that when they had all given glory unto Jesus, or shall we say Isaiah, he said unto them, Behold, now I finish the commandment which the Father hath commanded me concerning this people, who are a remnant of the house of Israel. Children of Israel, you. Book of Mormon, words of Jesus, words of Isaiah, latter days, you, Mormons. Yea, remember that I spake unto you, and said that when the words of Isaiah should be fulfilled, finish the commandment. Behold, they are written. You have them before you. Plagiarized, errors and all, with the accompanying corrections. Therefore, search them. So last night, put in that title about Isaiah 49 being fulfilled. I gave you the other scriptures that support that. But it was supposed to be for you, Mormons. But Christians turn the Jewish words of Isaiah and Jesus into literal histories. And so they don't see. They're blinded by Jesus. And so as a result, the enemy, which is Christianity and Islam, have to self-fulfill their misinterpretation of the Jewish words, the words of Isaiah. But it's about you, Mormons. It's not about them. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that when they shall be fulfilled, then is the fulfilling of the covenant which the Father hath made unto his people, O house of Israel. You, Mormons, in the latter days. What covenant? You didn't search the words of Isaiah, did you? 2 Nephi chapter 3, verse 5. You all know 2 Nephi chapter 3 is about Joseph Smith, who is a descendant of Joseph of Egypt. In the learning of the Jews about the coming of the Christ, this means that Joseph Smith is Messiah ben Joseph, who is to come and prepare the way for the coming of Messiah ben David. And just as Messiah ben Joseph is a human, so is Messiah ben David. Messiah ben David comes from the religion of Messiah ben Joseph. And Mormons get exclusive information about Messiah ben Joseph being Joseph Smith Jr., who set up the church for the coming of the Mormon, who would come unto you in the latter days. To be remembered, Joseph Smith Jr., to be remembered in the covenants of the Lord, that the Messiah should be made manifest unto Mormons in the latter days. Why didn't Avraham Gileadi tell you this? He's the expert on Isaiah, isn't he? So why is he telling you about Christian Jesus? Why are you still waiting for Christian Jesus? When a seer shall the Lord my God raise up. Easy breezy cover girl, or maybe it's Maybelline. And thus why it's important for you to have seen that video of mine translating the Book of Mormon into Egyptian in the same manner that Joseph Smith translated the Book of Abraham Papyrus. It was real simple. I don't know why the living prophets of Jesus couldn't have figured it out. Or shall we call them the living prophets of Isaiah? All right, Stanford, what you got for me? Could have left that as a video. We may have to break up your comment depending on how it's going to be. So let's see what you got for me here. Let's see. Thanks as always, and appreciate your input and further instructions on any of the following. This last week, the question about Earth's paradisical glory recurred to me multiple times in relation to Zion Society and the Gathering of Israel. I started searching, then this video. Russell Marion Nelson, ... Liar. Because of Shakaron. The phrase, to make a lie, is revealing. If all one can do is make a lie, how does this compare to the fruit that light, truth, and intelligence makes? A lying tongue is an abomination. Psalm 103. Okay, so you're asking and then answering your own question. God cannot lie because he is the spirit of truth. Numbers 23, verse 19 of Balaam, Balak, and unicorns. Unto him, haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked plans, feet that make haste to run to evil, false witness, who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. Church of Jesus leaders excel at each and all with their profanity titles. You heard that video. This is the first time I have heard authoritative, truthful teaching, instruction, and illumination of the words from the 10th article of faith. I tied it together for this. Cool. I'm comparing your instruction and demonstration of the learning of the Jews regarding Joseph's words in the 10th article of faith with these teachings from the Church of Jesus website about the same article. I put Joshua's website. When people accept the gospel, they are gathered into Jesus Christ's church. The church has completely misinterpreted the gathering of the keys of Moses and turned them into Peter, James, and John. Jesus will come to live with us again and be our king. Coup governments, destroy everybody, steal money. He will bring peace to the earth with an extermination of mankind, and the earth will be more beautiful than it is now. This will be the beginning of a period of time called the millennium. They don't understand. Millennium is a period of 1,000 years. There are adjectives, and they didn't put them in. It's the millennium of Salem. peace. Thus, the descendant of David, the Christ, the millennium of the Christ, restoring the ancient order of Emmanuel. Stunning deception, lying and thieving, the soil of ignorance, hate and violence, so freaking, blatant and international. This fruit sucks. Why do Mormons like sucking? Scripture there took me directly back to the there are Joseph's first vision, who constitute the great, matchless, governing, and supreme power over all things, by whom all things were created and made, that are created and made, whether visible or invisible, whether in heaven or earth, or in the earth, under the earth, Doctrine and Covenants. Okay, you're referring to the minutes of Joseph Smith, September 24th, 1834. But I recognize the linguistic pattern of Joseph. Let's see. Under the earth, or throughout the immensity of space. They are possessing all perfection and fullness. He is also the express image and likeness of the personage of the Father. I should have this. Should have this. I'll try to remember to get it later, just to make sure and cause a greater confusion with my files that are all disorganized. Likeness of the personage of the Father, possessing all the fullness of the Father. Well, he's actually taller than the Father, who is taller than his Father. Or the same fullness with the Father, being begotten. See, the painter for the church in the first vision, they got it all wrong. They are not the same height. They don't look exactly the same. See, because the son has the hairstyle of his mother's father. Being begotten of him, and was ordained before the foundation of the world to be a propitiation for the sins of all those who should believe on his name, and is called, and descended in suffering below that which man can suffer, or in other words, suffered greater sufferings. And was exposed to more powerful contradictions than any man can be. Yeah, all laws of the land violated. Just like that Jesus guy. What a coincidence. The prophecy of Isaiah getting fulfilled yet again. Joseph Smith Papers minutes. Or is what you're now about to say from that? The High Council then proceeded. Okay. Then the High Council then proceeded to, for the which, on these are to be, which have been, or shall be, until such a arrangement is made. Brother, which was, the councilors then gave their vote, which was also agreed to by the whole conference. The council then decided that said committee, after arranging and publishing the avails of the same. It is noted that who was attending this council served as a High Council member for this meeting only. John Johnson, Orson Johnson, Jared Carter, Hiram Smith, Joseph Coe, John Smith, Joseph Smith Sr., Luke Johnson, Oliver Cowdery, Oliver Hyde, Samuel H. Smith, Martin Harris. You know, that's the original High Council, not the Quorum of the 12. Planting of seeds and fruit production, clear, concise, accurate agronomy, laws of the harvest, intelligence, hate and hell, truth is agency, brilliant lies equals condemnation. I'll be listening to this video again. So many thoughts, so much inspiration, light, truth, intelligence, elements, joy, children. The learning of the Jews is always so explosively illuminating. A perpetual experience of line upon line, precept upon precept, always buried and never taught. Okay, so, yeah, learning of the Jews. The words of Isaiah, about the words of Jesus, about Mormons in the latter days. That was quick and easy.